Previously on Singular Survival, Sage, in a flail fast at night, crashed his ship. Then, in an attempt to fix it, went back to the mining facility of sorts to find resources. Unfortunately, Sage's audio then glitched out, and unfortunately there's about a whole hour worth of stuff that happened. Let me tell you about it now. First off, Sage brought the reactor components back from the refining outpost, or mining outpost, whichever you prefer. He installed them into his flying sausage craft, before then realizing the entire main facility was about to run out of power. The lights flickered and Sage flailed. Over about 3 hours, Sage ran back and forth between the other facility and the main facility, trying to salvage what he could, as well as multiple mining expeditions to gather more supplies, to very, extremely, agonizingly, slowly build a reactor for the facility. Sage also went ahead and finished what the explosive cyberhound demon dog started, and went ahead and sent the refining base tumbling down into the abyss. This is a vague recreation of what Sage said as the structure tumbled. Oh. Huh. Oh wow, it's not doing too bad. Luckily I got all the glass windows out and everything already. Sent a tree flying down, alright. That tree's really freaking the frack out. Oh! Well, it's a space tree now, alright. Maybe it'll go into orbit. Jeez. Another spin. Oh wow, look, it's actually. Oh wow, it actually broke apart. Huh. Oh hey, this is, we're kind of on a plateau too. I never really realized this is like a plateau up here. Huh. Nifty. We're now joined by Sage in the present. Hello, Sage here, apparently in the present. And guess what? You're caught up on everything, right? We have our reactor over here now. Yes, you see a reactor. We had run into a world of hurt. I did fix that solar array, by the way. Apparently just having a day-night cycle be an hour means that our batteries don't get fully charged before the sun sets again, which means we ran out of power eventually in all of our batteries. Yeah, no fun that. But hey, look at this. I have a reactor now. We got 2.67 uranium ingots. The flying sausage is flying. There we are, the flying sausage. Its cockpit is placeholder. We got our 2 welders at the front and 2 grinders right there, so it can remain our construction craft. Still have 1,000,001 thrusters on the dang thing. Slight overkill. I'll probably cut down some of these since I don't think we need all of them. Did I explain how this ship works in a previous video? I think I did. I remember complaining about the 6-way connector bullshit, which, by the way, that is absolute bullshit that we don't have a large pipe 6-way connector for small ships. It uses small ones, so it doesn't count. Yeah, so I think I've already explained this flying sausage overall. I did take this, by the way, back over to the refining outpost to make sure I drained absolutely everything out of it before bringing it back here and just leaving it to hover. Let's also hop into it and check our inventory stuff. Reactors. Alright, we got enough reactor powers here to keep us going. You see we got 2, so that should be fine. Also, Gatling turrets are firing at the new and neutered cyberhounds. I hate that, by the way. I've thought about it a bit more. I hate the fact that they're neutered. I really wish they would have put a game mechanic in. Also, I do think they shouldn't have been on Earth in the first place. Because let's be honest, it was a cool idea that there were cyberhounds about and you had to deal with them, and you know, if they got too close they'd explode. I don't see what was wrong with maybe making them more like creepers, as in they get near you and then they explode, but if they just get near your structures, maybe they don't explode. Or maybe they do, but there's a jamming device, I don't know, something to jam them from blowing up. You can see here I was doing some mining. This is where I was talking about, well, basically I was doing some mining to get all the stuff I need to make that reactor, because of course, as I mentioned, I had originally, is that going to be automatically taken? Good, it is. I had originally gone ahead and ground down the reactor we had over at the refinery outpost that was way over there, and then used its components to build the flying sausage, which meant that when the power went out here, we didn't have any power. Yeah, that was terrible. Let's also get rid of this control panel here. I know it's for this door, but I never use it. Also, you notice that some stuff like this control panel is actually shut off. That's because when I was flailing about, I shut down everything here, including the lights. Alright, also something I should point out, it's nighttime here, but look, Everything's lit up. I went around and did a lighting pass to make sure we could actually see everything while we're running around in the dark a bit better. See? That's not too bad. You know, it's better when we have our flashlight on, but still, it's not too bad, honestly. So, pretty nifty that. Okay, what do we need? We need uranium. That's our main objective right now. And we remember there was a uranium rock out there. Cobalt, no. Crash, no. We don't even need that anymore, but whatever, we'll keep it for now. Home, magnesium, outpost, silver. We don't need that right now. We need home. That's the only one we need. And honestly, I'm not even sure we need that, but we're going to keep it for now. We do have the antenna, but we'll leave that off. I shut down the antenna, of course, to save power. And also, I have lights on the bottom of the flying sausage, so we can actually see where we're going somewhat. Yay! Of course, it means if there's something hovering at my height right now, we'll still die, but whatever. We'll hover ourselves up. And I think the stone that had uranium in it wasn't too far off. Actually, you know what? Sage has just changed his mind. He's imagining the agony it would be if I suddenly crashed this ship. We're going to head back over to the base right now. We're going to see what we can build up on this craft before we just head out into the middle of nowhere and, well, get our ship murdered and destroyed like an imbecile in the middle of the night. Especially considering we just spent so many damn resources on this thing. I just don't want to see it annihilated so quickly. And in fact, let's lock it up to its docking port, because I did actually sort of rebuild and reset up one spot in particular for it. Right here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Turning, turning, turning. I might as well just use the arrow keys here, because honestly, it's the same sort of thing. I could use a controller, but I think I unplugged it. I did. Ah, boy, oh boy. Let's go ahead and dock this down here. And my new editing style, I will be going back to that once I sort of get myself figured out a little bit. I'm a bit flustered right now, honestly. Like I mentioned in passing. God darn it, I overshot that by a mile. I guess I should have put more lights in here. Okay, what? There we go, Jesus. Ha 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 ha. There, now it's locked, so we don't have to worry about it burning itself up too much. Or falling out of the sky if it runs out of stuff. As I was saying, I'm a bit flustered. I did indeed lose about... Actually, it was probably like 3-4 hours of audio, but a lot of it was silent, so that's why I originally said I just lost 1 hour of audio, because I think there was about an hour's worth of audio in there that was, well, worth using that has been lost to the void, rather, unfortunately. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hurdy-hurdy-hur. Ay-ay-ay. Right, so, but as I said, I'm going to get back to my new editing style of cutting ahead more quickly from time to time, just as soon as I sort of get this thing, figure out what exactly I'm doing. Because right now, unfortunately, it's nighttime again. It always seems to be nighttime. As I said, circular planet, so nighttime, daytime should be the same. Somebody did explain that, you know, well, technically there's setting sun and rising sun, periods where the sunlight's coming over the horizon but not directly hitting you because of mountains and things like that, so it makes nighttime feel even longer, oftenly, than daytime. Hurdy-hur. What else do we have? Okay, we got our ship here. What do we need? We need uranium to keep the facility running. We need to work on making all these things, so let's just stop running in circles and let's just see what we have that we can build those. We go to production, you can see here we are missing nickel. Apparently a lot of nickel. And actually, can I re-queue this and it'll start up again? No. Okay, cool. So let's just queue 1 and it'll tell us exactly. Okay, we're missing nickel. Yeah. We're missing lots of nickel. Wasn't that nickel I was just picking up from right over here? I don't have my super duper drill. Whoopsie daisy. Let's just see what I do have. Why don't I have my super drill anymore? Did I lose that at some point? I must have, obviously, considering I don't have it. Let's go sit and see if we can find ourselves a drill here. Oh, look! A drill on a cargo container. Yay. Oh, no. No! Just I don't want to talk about it right now, honestly. And I'm going into, like, Minecraft mode where I'm expecting I'll be able to drag it from my inventory down to the hotbar. Alright, okay, this is silicon. I thought it was nickel. I've gotten myself confused. This is nickel. Thank God. It's just the next pit over. So yeah, we'll go ahead and mine ourselves some nickel. And in fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do what this ship was originally going to be used for. Remember, I said I was going to fly the ship down there and then start loading stuff in and out of it. So we're going to go ahead and just fly this ship over to that nickel deposit. That way we can actually mine the nickel there. That way we can get all of the stuff we need to make more motors. That's the silicon. And this should be the nickel one. So there it is. Second right there. I was like, oh god, don't tell me I missed it. Awesome. And then... let's not crash the damn ship. And then, if demon dogs come, I think we're hovering... yeah, according to this, we're like 9-ish meters off the surface of the planet. I think that should be just high enough so we'll be alright. And then we can fight the demon dogs by just hovering above them and using a grinder. Should be nice and easy, like. Of course, I could just build a pipe all the way over here from the base, couldn't I? And then just manually take it in there. But for now, I think this will do just fine. Now, I really do have to mention this. I really dislike the fact that they disarmed the creeper dogs, the, demon dogs. I really wish they had gone ahead and just moved them to Mars and then given them a jamming system where you basically jam them. And once you have, a jamming device, a special antenna that just jams them in a, let's say, 50-meter radius, similar to what I want for thumpers, then all of a sudden the demon dogs could no longer explode. And don't let them bite either. Make it so you just have to have a jamming device for your base. But if you don't, it's super, super dangerous to land on Mars. I think that would have been an interesting thing, similar to Minecraft's creepers, because I always loved the idea of having to deal with creepers. You had to make sure your facilities were lit up and you had your torches equally spaced and stuff, or creepers might spawn in there and, oh no, if they get near you, they blow up. The idea of demon dogs, oh no, if they get near your structures and you don't have your jamming devices in there, they're going to blow up. I think that would have been very, very interesting. And then now they're just basically a more rubbish version of those silly spiders from the alien worlds. Instead of being able to burrow, they just run at you and bite. Which, I don't know, sort of makes sense for, oh, it's your first enemy you encounter. But honestly, I do find them, well, not particularly interesting. And I don't understand why they're not on Mars. Given their red coat of paint, they sort of do look more Martian. Now there's a turret targeting one now. I wonder if we're going to get any friends down here. I should probably start picking up some of this. That way it doesn't just, go everywhere. Oh no, you don't want it going everywhere, Sage. It'll make a mess. We don't want that. Oh, look at that pretty, pretty shot. That'll probably be my thumbnail, just because it's so pretty. Inventory full, we know. Anyway, as I was mentioning, I do think, well, I don't understand why they didn't put the bloody dogs on Mars. It would have made sense. Here's Earth, the easy start, as people have mentioned recently in some Joel's live streams, that, oh god, I'm thinking of the monolith now, that the fact is... Sorry, I got completely distracted. I mentioned monolith and just completely lost my train of thought there. But I find myself thinking, well, maybe something else will go on Mars, because, as people in the live stream recently said, guess what? Those landing craft that you get for an easy start world sometimes, they're not capable of defending themselves at all. So they land on Earth and they just get torn to shreds. Heck, even these new demon dogs that just simply bite, they're still going to tear those things up. So, I don't understand why the demon dogs are on Earth, especially given their paint job, unless they're planning something else, unless they're big fans of, not Tony the Tiger, Sage, what's the thing you're thinking of? No, that's not it. Beetlejuice, that's what it is, I remembered. Jesus, took me a minute there. I kept thinking checker patterns, I can have an image of Beetlejuice, and then move in a million different things in my head, but I can't find the bloody word for it. Anyhow, unless maybe they're thinking, Beetlejuice style Martian worms, on Mars. We're going to have giant worms coming through the planet. Would that not be cool? I'd be fine with the demon dogs being on the Earth planet, as long as they bring back their explosives and give us a jamming device. If we're going to have badass fracking space Martian worms, how cool would that be, huh? Martian space worms just digging through the planetoid. Oh, and then they really do put the thumpers in, and it's like Dune, except for the thumpers, instead of like in, basically what I want for thumpers, let me just explain that first in case I haven't been perfectly clear. In Dune, they have thumpers that draws the large worms of Arrakis to them, while the idea for thumpers on the alien worlds in Space Engineers is it would prevent them from burrowing underground, similar to the thumpers that you would find in Half-Life 2. If you played Half-Life 2, there's those ant lions. Well, the thumpers that you turn on all the time prevent them from popping out of the ground near you, basically. If they try to go out of the ground near you, they instantly get, or they try to burrow near you, they get flung out of the ground, and actually it keeps them away. What I honestly want is just simply thumpers that will... Flashlight was casting a shadow of my own little head things there. What I want is just a thumper that'll prevent the the space spiders from burrowing under your walls, so you can still have walls to defend yourself with. How nice would that be, huh? That's what I want for thumpers in Space Engineers. But maybe you'd have the same thumpers placed in a Martian landscape would draw the worms to them. So the worm, basically, to keep your base safe from thumpers, from worms, you'd have to build up a bunch of thumpers away from your base, maybe on a more defended platform, so the worms come up and surface near them and try to attack them, and you have to just defeat them there. Or maybe they just don't attack the thumpers, but that just draws them near it. I don't know, that seems like a sort of lackluster mechanic. I'm sure the devs would really hate that because it would be like, we spent all this time making the worms and now they're just gonna sit over there nowhere near it? Come on, that's a waste of time, Mr. Sage! But it's an interesting way to fight them, I think. And much more interesting instead of just guns and ammo and guns. Because let's be honest, this game is pretty fracking annoying in the fact that we only have ammunition using guns when in the modern age. As I have mentioned before, we have freaking lasers that can shoot down drones. So you're telling me when we're in the future, in this other alternate future dimension, and we have flying ships and ion thrusters and ships like this with miniature nuclear reactors that can just hover about everywhere, and a jetpack that runs off of hydrogen that can hover me around this easily, you're telling me we don't have freaking lasers? Not even like, oh, it has to stay at aiming at the target for 10 seconds to burn out a cyberhound? Okay, I'm fine with that if it takes that long, but come on, where's my fracking laser beams? Frickin' is what Mr. Power's friend said. Friend. Hurry. Shadows, what are you doing here? There, that somehow fixed them. You know what? The only thing I want right now is seasoned synthetics. I want some seasoned synthetics to help me out here, huh? Cheap, reliable, not particularly expensive. The job done. The job done. Alright, we got like 59,000 ore, nickel ore, so now we can go ahead and just hover ourselves back to base. And we'll use the arrow keys to do most of this turning. My god, is it dark out here. I really should put some lights facing other directions on this ship. Also, I just noticed something. The lights appear to cast, instead of really a circular shadow, an oval shadow that seems to rotate very oddly around us. Look at that. What is going on there? Light shadow thing with the beam of light is really weird. Okay, let's fly back to base, unload all of our supplies, and then figure out what else we need to be able to build up everything. And let's not crash, because of course crashing is not fun. It just sets us back 355 million years. Hi, Lord. I need to put more lights on this. There we go. I'll land over here, access this thingamajiggy right here, type in refinery, and it's got 1,000,001 things in the way. Look at you, stone. Okay, fine, I'll drag the nickel up there. Let me change the bloody order of things. Why won't you? Oh, I hate you so much! Ha. Ha, yeah, I can drag that down. Now you're letting me you little... Can I just take this stone and merge it in that group? No? Why not, huh? Why not? Is there a sorter? Do we have any sorters installed in this facility, huh? Sorter. No, there's no sorters. Here. Yeah, sorter. Sort. Nothing. Nothing. We don't have any sorters, so why, when I tell you to change fucking order here... Oh, now you're gonna do it, huh? You little bitch. You little bitch. You're just doing it now because I called you out on it. Oh, now you're not doing it now? Oh, ooh, I'm a big tough frickin' vertebra, but I still stand by the fact that if you go ahead and you click on a stack, so I've clicked on stone here, and you drag it to the drop thing, if there's a connector in the facility, it should just throw it out of that like connector, like the lowest numbered connector, or unless you name them something specific. Let's go ahead and see what this demon dog has on it. Howdy, little demon dog, how you doing? He's running away. Well, that's different. Where's he going? I feel so raw. I'm not going to shoot him now. I can't. Or grind. I can't. They look too much like just innocent puppy dogs. Oh, it despawned in front of me. That's brilliant. Another one has spawned in nearby. What? Oh, what might we see if we were to go and look at it? Is it also running away? Yes, it is. I do not understand Demon Dog AI anymore. Oh, Firefly. Oh look, our batteries are fully charged. Yay. What do we have these set to anyway? Recharge. Great. Let's go ahead and select our batteries and just do that. So now they should do their normal, if the facility needs more power, they shall give more power. They're already being drained like crazy. Brilliant. I thought, how are they outputting power when this should be outputting a mountain of it, huh? Okay, current output is nothing. But if we were to go ahead and set those batteries to recharge, and then look at this reactor. Yeah, now it's outputting the same amount. What? 408. It's outputting 408. Okay. Turn the batteries back to whatever. And when we go back to just this reactor... Okay, it is dropped it. It's cut it down. Yeah, I guess that's... I just wish the batteries would only kick in when they were absolutely needed and not be the main power source. There, I removed a cargo container that was there just wasting space for no reason. There's so many cargo containers just stuck around the space. It's just like mobile access points. I would expect connectors, honestly, or something. I don't know, maybe connectors take more supplies. How much does this take? This takes a bunch of nonsense, and this takes 20 computers, 150 steel. Well, I guess maybe this is cheaper, you know, 20 computers, 150 steel is, you know, a bit thing, you know, but then again, I don't know, this needs to split. I don't know. It seems like there should be an easier way to just access main cargo, like a special access port that isn't just a cargo container or a connector, something super simple so you can just pull stuff through it that can't actually connect to another ship, just to you. A manual pull push. Anyway, I've been extremely distracted. Let's go look at our refineries. Yep, they got the nickel in there doing the thing. Let's look at our production, and let's queue up our rotors. Yay! 1,000,001 of those queued up. And now it says we're going to go into the red again, which I'm sure we will. But it should keep cooking out. We're also going to need more iron, because it's saying it's going to take 21,000 iron, and we only have 5,900 and something. Let's see, we have 2 assemblers, though. This second one, what should we queue you up with? I don't know. Let's not queue you up with anything at the moment. What we need to do is check our refineries. So we got 2 refineries. They're both doing their job fancy, great and fine. But really, I guess what we should be thinking about is possibly expanding out to have more refineries. Now, the thing is, I'm wanting to start to move this base onto that big old escape ship of ours that we haven't made any progress on at all. This thing here. I think maybe we should just move it out here with this lovely little bit of scrap metal. Which, okay, another blast happened here, I guess, at some point, even though the donkeys no longer go blast, blast, boom, boom. So maybe we should go ahead and build this out, connect it to this place that we have power out there, and then just start building it up. And then that's where we'll reinstall our new refineries and just basically make that our base and deconstruct this entire facility right here into that ship. And then once we get that ship done, we can just take it off and fly it all over the bloody place. These dog things are just running all over. I do not understand them. Our turret seems to have run out of ammo. But it's like their AI just makes no sense to me. Apparently the turret's targeted the one way over there. Is that what's happened here? The one that's sort of running up and down a hill? Are you targeting that one? Yes, you are, because I can see you nodding. Yes, nod, gently nod. Ho ho. Never mind that one. If I could slap you, turret. Ugh. Let's also get rid of some of this stuff down here. Well, we're going to be grinding down everything, right? So we might as well get our grinders working, right, guys and gals? Our grinders here, We needed motors for these, we need a bunch of other stuff, so we'll get that going. And we're just going to disassemble this whole silly, stupid place and put it onto this thing here. Except for the batteries, because you can't get battery components back from them. So stupid. Such a stupid game design. Bad mechanic.